Yes, hello. It's me, Her Majesty. Her Majesty the Queen. I mean, My Majesty. I mean, your Queen. Your sovereign. Your monarch. Not the butterfly, although I love butterflies. And moths and June bugs. But not mayflies. Nope, not mayflies. My dear subjects, I am saddened to come before you today to speak about the dreaded coronavirus. It has a crown, just like me. Mine's nicer. Anyway, I just wanted to say how saddened I am that everyone is having a terrible time. Staying at home, stuck inside, day after day, week after week. My dear subjects, I know how you feel. Even though I love my home, with its gilded trim and golden sconces, after a while the feeling of claustrophobia set in. Here at Windsor Castle, and even with, about 1,000 rooms, sometimes the walls just seem to close in on you. So I try my best to occupy my time as best I can. Playing with my corgis, Monty, Emma, Lynette, Willow, Holly, and the spaniels, Bisto, Oxo, Flash, Spick and Span, and then there's, let's see, Cider, Berry, Vulcan, and Candy. Also, eating crumpets, sipping tea, and an occasional game of Grand Theft Auto. Oh yes, let me tell you, for an old broad, I'm deadly. I play online with Boris Johnson just the other day. Beat the pants off of him. What a wanker, but not as big a wanker as President Poopy Pants across the pond. All I can say is about the current occupant of the Oval Office is, oy vey. But now, my good people, during these perilous times, these days of the dreadful coronavirus plague, we must reach deep into ourselves to find the strength, the courage, and the stamina to do what must be done. And so, starting tomorrow, I will donate 95% of my sovereign wealth, and that's somewhere in the neighborhood of, £1.5 billion, to the NHS to help in some small way towards the covering of salaries for the brave nurses and doctors, healthcare workers, first responders, cleaners, and maintenance staff that have sacrificed so much during this devastating crisis. We owe them a debt that cannot easily be repaid. And the same is true of the sanitation crews, the delivery folks, the cashiers, the police, the firemen, the teachers, the people who, even in the midst of this pandemic, are still on the job, and without whom this world would truly and irrevocably come to a halt. All those people who deserve more money than the fucking CEOs making millions of pounds sitting on their big fat arses doing fuck all. And yes, when I say sovereign wealth, that includes the precious crown jewels, because frankly, I'm no spring chicken, and I'm not going to be around forever, and there's no way in hell I'm going to let that hussy Camilla get her grubby hands on them. No! And now, through the wonders of the internet, I'm going to open up the proceedings to a handful of questions from my worthy subjects. If there's something you always wanted to know about the Queen or some other member of the royal family, just type your questions into the comments section, and I'll do my best to answer. No topic is off limits. Well, except for Prince Andrew, which I'm sure you understand, for obvious reasons. So let's see. Q&A, anyone have a question? Oh, Paul Endicott says, love your music, but not your humor. Okay. Any other questions for the Queen? Okay. No questions for the Queen. In that case, I will take a brief pause and we shall resume the show. But I'm grateful that I have a chance to serve my good people. And as for my loyal subjects, allow me to conclude these remarks with one small but extremely valuable piece of advice from this still spry nonagenarian. Wash your hands and keep your distance. And be sure to watch DeanZine's live stream every Sunday. Toodaloo!
DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine.
Oh boy, everybody. It's Dean here. Welcome to the DeanZine live stream, which for obvious reasons was slightly delayed, and I hope it didn't offend too many of my UK audience. Well, let me turn off the green screen. Bear with me a second. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Okay. Well, everybody's doing out there. You know what? I will start off with a couple of songs, and to get my bearings, because my queen puppet, her rubber band broke in the middle of it. Steve Brandy says, it was a royal opening for sure. So let's see. I'm going to grab a guitar. Okay, now Jonathan Sloman says, I'm offended that it wasn't more offensive. Thank you, Jonathan. That's much appreciated. Oh, yeah, okay. Elaine Moore says, best Queen speech ever. I appreciate that, folks. Very funny. Dean, some people need to get the starch out of their underwear. Good expression. Well, listen. To make amends, I'm going to play a song that I wrote on one of my first tours of the UK. Can you folks hear the guitar okay? Because this is a new audio setup. Let's try it now. I spent a weekend at a place called the Lake District, which is filled with like mountains and valleys and beautiful lakes, kind of like New York State, and so it inspired this song. In the morning mist in the northern fells, under a precipice where the hill spirits dwell, that's where we first kissed under some ancient spell, and where I said farewell. Oh, Sarah, send me back to the lakelands. Pack up my gig and my gunny sack. I've made some new plans. If my love will take me back, I'd like one more chance. Off to Cumbria on holiday. Came to walk the fells and I showed you the way. Off a wooded path in the moss we lay. You stole me away. Oh, Sarah, send me back to the lakelands.
of my gig and my gunny sack, I've made some new plans. If my love will take me back, I'd like one more chance. Down through Galveston, Bohemia, up top Castle Ring where the air is clear. I know when I think of her I can't stay here. But along in the shores of Windermere, Sarah, send me back to the lakelands. Back of my gig and my gunny sack, I've made some new plans. If my love will take me back, I'd like one more chance. Now, bear with me while I set up the studio a little bit. There you go. I appreciate your patience. You know what? I'm going to try a new song I've only done a couple of times here. Now, it's true that Paul Berman mentions that the theme song was much louder than the regular audio. I'm using a new audio setup, and it doesn't have much gain control between my microphone and the MP3. But can you folks hear okay in spite of that when I talk into the microphone? All right, that's good to hear. Then I shall proceed in this way. And I'm going to cheat a little bit with the lyrics. Now, I appreciate your indulgence with these dramatic pauses. I wish I could remember what I came in here to get. I'm sure that it will come to me, but it hasn't come to me yet. I know I walked in here for some reason. I crossed the floor and opened the door, and now I have no idea what the hell for. I wish I could recall whatever it was I came in here to find. I knew what I wanted a moment ago, but now it's completely slipped my mind. Perhaps it would help if I replaced my steps. I used to know just what to do, but now I don't have a fucking clue. My powers of cogitation appear to be waning. I wonder how many brain cells I've got left. Despite the occasional lapse, I'm not complaining. Some may point the finger at pot, but really I just plumb forgot. I wish I could recollect exactly why I'm standing here. I'm sure I had some rationale, but no, it's not entirely clear. I'll admit that it can be a wee frustrating, but I'm positive if I persevere, whatever it was will reappear. I can't remember my passwords when I log in. Sometimes it seems I completely lost the plot. I used to be adept at using my noggin. The one thing that really gets my goat is where did I leave the damn remote? Oh wait. What's this in my pocket? Really, could it be? What do you know? I told you so. Goodness gracious, silly me. Next time I should write myself a note. Then I'll have no cause to fret if I can just remember not to forget. Okay, folks, so I'm going to play little bits and pieces to give you an idea of what we've been up to during this stay-at-home, shelter-at-home lockdown. So, for example, it has been keeping Allison and I busy.
Ready? Okay, right, come here. Over. Sit. Over. Woo! That's not a good one. Over. Good girl.
And also this.
Sit. Give me 10. Good girl. Give me 5. Good girl. Good girl. One last, we're going to go around with it.
Very impressive. Don't you agree? Very impressive. So let's see here. Some new comments. What's going on there? Doesn't she mean give me 4, as in 4 paws, or give me 8? Well, that's a good point, actually. I have to ask Allison how many digits Lola has, because she does have a claw in the back there. Well, you know what? I'm going to invite some guests to say hello. There's someone who I have been aware of for a long time but wanted to meet, and is a friend of a friend, and he's graciously volunteered to be a guest on our show. So I am going to bring on to join me a talented writer and songwriter, and he was Mr. David Stephen Cohen. Hello, David.
Hey, Dean, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going there? I like the chapeau.
Oh, thank you. It's my humble chapeau. It's my hunkering humble chapeau.
I understand, and your T-shirt kind of says it all.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And so let me ask you the obvious question: what have you been doing to occupy your time during this stay-at-home ordeal?
I've been giving up the concept of days, having names and individual identities. That's the first. Well, actually, that happened years ago.
Okay.
I've been writing and singing. I've been singing a lot of songs, singing a lot of John Prine songs, sort of prayerfully.
Excellent, because folks that don't know, John Prine's suffering serious effects of coronavirus, and he's one of the great songwriters, and we wish him well.
Oh God, yeah. And I've been writing some tunes and dreaming up. What's wonderful about the lockdown is anything I do, I'm not doing for somebody else at the moment. I'm just doing it for me, and I don't get notes because nobody's paying me to do it. So nobody's telling me how to fix it.
Well, you know what? That's a great thing, and I totally relate to that, because if it had not been for this pandemic, this never would have been created. Absolutely. When you find yourself with lots of time in your hand and the freedom to, there you go, indulge your strangest inclinations. So listen, well, I'd like to invite you to sing a song. Before I do, I just wanted to tell the folks listening out there, you've done some amazing stuff. You've been a writer on some of my favorite cartoons of all time, like The Pee Wee Herman Show, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Arthur, all kinds of crazy stuff. And yet, by all appearances, you look almost normal. And so I have a question for you, because Courage the Cowardly Dog is a dog who's very aware and attuned to the environment around him, and senses peril at the earliest moment, way before the world around him does. And he's always being ignored when he sounds the alarm. and in fact humiliated and belittled for telling people that trouble's on its way. And it's always
It's almost, he's almost like, I don't know, Anthony Fauci at a press conference.
yeah, that's true. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
So I guess I would ask Courage, the cowardly dog. How do you think he would deal with what's going on right now?
Oh man, I think he'd be so far. Well, you know what? Love always prompts courage to overcome his natural fear, and I think that he would be so concerned that Muriel is in danger. He'd build a ventilator out of spare parts just to have it on hand for Muriel. The farmer would try to sell it uh, and trade it for gold or something. Courage would do everything he can to save Muriel, because the center of that cartoon for me was his love for his mom figure. So, but I think he'd be howling into the abyss like the rest of us have been for a couple of years now.
Fair enough. And it was anything but a cowardly dog. So listen, David, would you care to sing a song for us while he's getting there in front of the piano?
Sure. Let me take the trip around there into the studio right behind me.
All righty.
And I tried to set up a better microphone system. It didn't work, so I hope you can hear me well enough.
We can hear you good. Everybody, David Stephen Cohn.
Okay, this is sort of a rumination on love lasting forever, lasting a long time, and it's a reflection sort of on being hunkered down and the relevance of time, or the irrelevance of time to certain matters. Here we go. How long have I known you? Did I ever not? What I haven't shown to you, I haven't got. How long have our hearts danced in mutual thrall? Forever. Or has it been no time at all? What words can you whisper you haven't before? Well, if you run out of words to say, we'll pick up some more. How long have I loved you? As deeper we fall, forever. Or has it been no time at all? I see you for the first time in the doorway. I see you for the first time making leave. I see you in the middle of each moment for the first time. Seeing me. How long have I held you? My arms can't recall. They only know that they hold to you or nothing at all. How long will I hold you? Whatever befalls, forever. For when I hold you, there's no time at all. No time at all.
Thank you, David. That was great. Listen, I appreciate your joining us.
My pleasure.
I wish you and Courage the Cowardly Dog all the best and be well during this silly time. And thanks for joining us. And I'll catch you later. All right.
Take care, Dean. Stay safe.
Bye.
Stay sane.
Hey, folks. I normally would be preparing to hit the road to go on to the UK, which I'm not going to be doing anytime soon. But let me show you an example of the sights and sounds that I witnessed when I'm traveling on the road. Okay, now, I know you wondered what happened. Did they get across the road? So let me just do the second half of that sequence.
Mission accomplished.
I know. I was pretty nervous when I heard and then sensed that car coming storming by, but they got onto the curb just in time. I see my friend Brett, my old college roommate Brett. He's sitting there, and I'm going to invite him to join us again. And let's see here. Hey, Brett, how you doing?
Hey, Dino.
How's
Great to see you again.
And you? Catch you by surprise?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's okay.
Okay. So, are you still maintaining and carrying on?
I am, but I got to tell you, this is a fun show. I got to start with something a little serious because I know everybody's going through a tough time, and you know my delicate flower of a wife, right?
I do indeed, the lovely Jeanette.
Much like your delicate flower, Allison. Well, we're about 4 weeks into this self-isolation, and it's really upsetting me to witness her standing at the living room window, gazing aimlessly into space with tears running down her cheeks. I mean, it's really been hard on her.
That's tragic.
Oh, it breaks my heart to see her like this, and I've thought very hard about how I can cheer her up. I even considered letting her in, but rules.
Rules are, yes, it's true. There you go. Aw, there she is. That's very sad. That's so pitiful.
Yeah,
but you
we all have to do our part. That's right. Absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, give her my best, and
I will.
maybe throw her a cookie out the window or something.
Okay. We'll do.
Well, you know what? I think I see my brother Aram somewhere. He's always late. Whenever we have a family function, we tell Aram it's an hour early because he's going to always show up an hour or more late.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
so true.
He gets there on time.
So true.
So let me see if Aram's around. Hey, Aram, are you around? wait a minute. That's not Aram. That's Astro Boy. Astro Boy. Oh, and look at that. That's Gromit. Alice and Gromit.
Hello, hi,
Hey, Aram, how's
surprise.
it going?
Good.
You're looking very well. I
thank
like your
you.
tie.
Oh, this is the acknowledgement for Passover.
That's right, a matzo tie.
My master. We're going to be doing 3
Yeah.
Zoom seders at the same time.
Really? Oh, that's exciting. Wow.
Yeah. Hi, Brett.
Hey, Aram.
So, are you gonna have macaroons at the Zoom Seder?
Oh, look what Brett's got. Macaroons, I hope so.
Bullwinkle does a great Bullwinkle. Brett does a
Hello,
great
friends.
Bullwinkle imitation.
These spirits are about to speak. Quiet.
I was gonna say Bullwinkle does a great Brett imitation too. So, Aram, so I know last time you were juggling fire and learning new instruments. What have you been doing lately to keep yourself occupied and to keep yourself from climbing the walls?
Well, I thought that I would bring a little culture to your streaming thing here.
Apparently, my streaming thing is a little culture.
I've been listening to opera.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I thought that I would do a famous aria from Rigoletto. Are you interested?
I would love to hear an opera from Rigoletto, please.
I'm not
Okay, but in these days of pandemic, one must be cautious.
Of course.
Okay, so hold on.
All right, here we go. My brother Aram doing an opera from Rigoletto.
Check this out.
Aram, that was wonderful. Did you see that comment there? You were the most talented member of the family.
Who's that?
I totally appreciate it. Wait, hold on. Someone asked.
Get away.
Mara Galloway asked, "Are you sure you're not miming?"
Why would they say that?
I don't know. And Olivia, Olivia said, "Aram's lip syncing is flawless," which I concur. Karen enjoyed it as well.
Oh, hi, Karen.
And here's let's see. And Bones Blue Eyed now you know the real talent. You can't even see his lips moving. Aram, that was so impressive. I can't tell you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm pleased that you could join us, guys. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna play a couple more songs for people that are wondering what the hell is going on. And you guys be well, and I'll talk to you real soon. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
See you, Brett. Brett. See you later.
See you, Nino.
Okay. Hey folks, I'm going to play a song. This is by special request of a number of people. It's off of Rumpled Romeo, so I know Lee Goldinger is going to be pleased. Hey Larry, can I borrow your car? I've got a date tonight with a movie star. She's got sexy legs and a perfect bod. She's got such a pretty face, I swear to God. She Larry, don't worry, it'll be alright. We'll have a bite to eat and then we'll dance all night. When the sun comes up, I'm gonna walk her home and we'll kiss goodnight, and I'll walk away alone. She's not your ordinary girl, she's much more wonderful. I wouldn't change her for the world, she is so extra special. Larry knows just what it seems. I thought I'd never find her, but she's the girl of my dreams. Every time I see her, it's like the first time. I get nervous and I stammer and my temperature climbs. She, Larry, do you know what she said? She said, I always wanted someone with a lot of bread. And then you came along and you saw right through, and you stole my heart. So you'll just have to do. She's not your ordinary girl, she's much more wonderful. I wouldn't change her for the world, she is so extra special. And I know you're a real pal, I don't know how I ever thank you, but I can't right now. I've got to change my clothes, I've got to take a shower, I got to pick her up in half an hour. So listen, Larry, see, I got to run, but what I'm trying to tell you is she's the one, and I'll be real careful like I've always been. And I'll see you tomorrow, and thanks again. She's not your ordinary girl, she's much more wonderful. I wouldn't change her for the world, she is so extra special. And Larry, can I borrow your car? I've got a date tonight with a movie star. Here's another request of Songs for Grown-Ups about friends who went and adopted a sweet little baby girl. Jennifer waited a year and a day. She went to the doctors and they told her to pray. She knew there was only so much they could say. So Jennifer decided there must be another way. So wake up the neighbors and break out the air. Jennifer's baby just came in the mail. She's pink and she's perfect in every detail. And Jennifer's a mommy now. Jennifer always wanted a kid. When they said that she couldn't, she said, heaven forbid. She said, I'll adopt, and that's what she did. Now they've got a stroller, a high chair, and a crib, so wake up the neighbors and break out the air. Jennifer's baby just came in the mail. She's pink and she's perfect in every detail. And Jennifer's a mommy now. Jennifer has a girl baby. She's healthy and strong and sweet as can be. And Jenny and Larry and baby makes 3. Once there was a couple, now there's a family. So wake up the neighbors and break out the yell. Jennifer's baby just came in the mail. She's big and she's perfect in every detail. And Jennifer's a mommy now. Thank you, folks. Mike says this almost makes self-isolation worthwhile. So you know what? It's about that time. I know we're all running a little bit late, but I'm going to bring in our featured performer for this afternoon. One of my favorite songwriters. She's from Wales. Well, she's not really from Wales. She's from Reading by way of Wales. And she's performed the first 2 Songfests. So I hope you'll all have open ears and give a warm welcome, even though it's in your homes and we can't hear you clap or applause, to the lovely and talented Tracy Curtis. Hey, Tracy.
Hi.
How you doing? Hold on. Let me just get rid of one of these comments. Where'd you go, Mike? Here we go. How you doing, young lady?
Okay, thank you.
I'm pleased to hear it. Well, the show's been a little raggedy so far, but that's all on me. But I'm looking forward to hearing some of your songs. Now, Tracy, just to let the audience know, was actually one of the seminal punk bands starting out when she was just a youngin'. And it was one of the first or a few punk bands that had women lead singers. So that must have been quite a riotous experience for you when you were a young whippersnapper. Is that the case?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was one of the first to have women singers. Probably. I'm not that old, actually. It was relatively late, really, for punk, but it was in the late 80s. Well, yeah, late 80s.
Well, but I know you got a lot of fans, and since then you've been doing all kinds of amazing things, as well as writing lovely songs. So would you share one of your songs with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, here's Tracy Curtis.
Thank you. This is called First Riot, and I'd like to dedicate this song to my friend Frank Lerner and his family. If I could turn the clock back to simple days when I felt young and life was fun, I know I'll never feel the same. I used to believe if you were good, you'd be alright. I used to believe those in the wrong would lose the fight. I used to believe if you were good, you'd go to heaven when you died. Everything that I was told, I took their word that the Lord's there to protect us. and not to stop us being heard. Used to believe if you were good, you'd be alright. I used to believe those in the wrong would lose the fight. I used to believe if you were good, you'd go to heaven when you died. But I'm glad I've changed, and it's just the start. They might break my bones, but they'll never break my heart. I used to believe if you were good, you'd be alright. I used to believe those in the wrong would lose the fight. I used to believe if you were good, you'd go to heaven when you die. If I could turn the clock back to simple days when I felt young and life was fun, I know I'll never feel the same.
Oh, that was lovely, Tracy.
Thank you.
You know, I'd like to hear if you could play a couple more songs, but if you will just stand by for 1 minute, because I see my son Aram, not my son Aram, my son Sam, and he's at his piano, and I'm gonna, before he disappears, I'm gonna invite him in to say so. I'll be right there. Hold on, stand by.
Yeah.
Hey Sam.
Hey, Dad.
I saw you sitting at the piano with a particular feline.
I know, he just jumped away. He has a stage fright.
Okay, sorry. My timing was bad. But things are good there?
Yeah, things are good.
I'm pleased
No
to hear
complaint.
it. You have anything to noodle around with us?
Yeah, I'll play something.
Okay, let's hear it. Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Love to your sister and the cats, and I'll see you soon. Okie doke.
All right.
Take care, buddy. Hey, Tracy. Thanks
Hi.
for standing by. So would you care to favor us with another one of your lovely songs, please?
Yeah, sure. This is seeing right now. It's a song I wrote in defence of the NHS. So tonight I'm going to sing this for all the people who are working at the moment.
It couldn't be more timely.
The NHS, but also not just the people in the NHS, all the people who are working on the front line at the moment, including the people who are working in all the supermarkets. I'm not especially clever, but I know we need healthcare that's for everyone, and one that's free regardless of your race or social ranking, one that doesn't ask the balance of your bank before it scrapes you off the floor. Having decided you're worth more, so don't sit silently while governments take wants to us. Don't mind paying taxes, but I'd like to say in what my money and what I pay for useless wars and fat MPs' expenses, royal weddings, bailing out the bankers as we scrape them off the floor. Having decided they need more, so don't sit silently while governments take what belongs to us. I'm not especially clever, but I know we need healthcare that's for everyone, and one that's free regardless of your race or social ranking, one that doesn't ask the balance of your bank before it scrapes the floor. Having decided you're worth more, so don't sit silently while governments take what belongs to us.
Yeah, that's so true. And I know I get yelled at for engaging in any politics, but my countrymen here in the United States still have not figured out the fact that a national healthcare system is just the most sane approach to the way people are cared for. And it's kind of insane that the United States of America still leaves millions and millions of people uninsured and uncared for. And if any small positive comes out of this pandemic that we're experiencing, it hopefully will be the realization of how inept our current system is, and how much needs to be done to embrace everybody. And the fact that our healthcare system is a for-profit based system is just patently insane.
Yeah.
And, I don't think there's any other way to look at it. Anyway, thank you for that lovely song. Tracy, I know this has run long, but would you hang out just for a little bit? Because I'd love to have you join me on another song in a little while, if you can.
Yeah,
all right?
sure.
So stay tuned, and I'll be back in a little bit. Let's see here. There were some other things that I wanted to give you a handle. Now, I did mention Sam's very impressive cat video. And I have a clip here that was pre-recorded that I think you will enjoy seeing. So check it out.
Gotta push a little harder, buddy. A little bit harder, like this.
Sam is so patient with that cat. It's very, very impressive. Oh, you know what? I got an interesting email the other day. Whenever I do a gig, someone will come up and say, "Oh, I'm your youngest fan." And I'm always very pleased that, you know, new generations, upcoming generations, kids of, you know, fans and kids of fans. And it's always a treat. But I got a video just the other day from someone who claiming to depict what is, I think, truly the youngest fan I have. And let me illustrate so you understand exactly what I mean. Making it all roll right. Something's calling on me. Anyway, so anyway, that sweet little baby. Thank you for listening, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. And let's see here. You know what? There's another guest I wanted to bring on stage. Someone way out in north of the Midland, I guess in Yorkshire, a guy named Lester has volunteered to visit us, and he lives in the tiny village of Boothby Grafo, which is just a little hamlet village. You know, not many people live there, but I like to get feedback from people in different areas, and also, you know what? I think also someone else from Hawaii. I'm going to invite them both up. So bear with me. First here is Michael McCartney. Hey, Michael, how you doing there? Can you hear
Aloha.
me? Okay. And,
I can hear you. Check it out. See, and giving Sam a run for his money. I've got a cat that can play guitar. This is Mitch, and he plays
That's
guitar.
Very impressive. I can't wait to see that. So Michael, Michael's a DJ in Hawaii, and I know you're in a different time zone from us. I'm in New York, and you know, a lot of folks listening are in the UK and Ireland and all over the world. So, but it seems like
we're so far back in the time zone. Yes, you can see that it's still December 24th here.
I see. That's very impressive. Here, let me also bring in Lester and add. Hello, Lester. How are you? Can you hear us okay, Lester? Oh, there he is. Okay, Lester from the village of Boothby Grafo. Nice to see you, Lester. I was just asking Michael in Hawaii and his cat. What's your cat's name again? I forget.
Mitch. He's crawling off. There he goes. I guess he's going to go get his guitar.
Oh, okay. And so I was just... so what is it you are getting up to, Michael, while you're in lockdown?
Well, it's 10 in the morning now here in Hawaii. So on a Sunday morning, it's my radio show begins at 12 o'clock. So I got 2 hours before I start playing these records on the air.
All righty, that's great. Much obliged.
You know this is official because look, you've got the. Remember these from way back when? These were sent to radio stations. That's how long I've had this record.
So it's
been
not
playing
one of my
since it
bootlegs.
came out. Of course, we're all set for our modern days as well. We got all our CDs as well, so you're covered.
Excellent.
We got a whole Dean Friedman collection there.
Well, thanks for the airplay. That's always much appreciated. So I guess that's keeping you occupied, and you're continuing to do good work and talking to people around the globe on your radio show. And,
yeah, it keeps me busy, and I appreciate all the decades that you've been a guest on, off and on through the years, and just having you on this past week was was an honor. And again, I'm returning the favor by showing you my Christmas tree.
Well, I'm delighted, and my not so secret hidden agenda is that I'm hoping that one day your station does a festival and invites me with all the airfare and accommodations included to your beautiful island to perform. And I'm just waiting.
Sounds like a plan.
That'll be a lot of fun. Michael,
And then you and I can do a duet of Lucky Stars.
Along with the cat, and maybe Sam's cat can join us as well. It'll be a catastrophe, actually. All right, so listen, Michael, you be well. I'm gonna bring in Lester again. Hi, Lester. How you doing? And let's see here. So Lester, you're in the tiny hamlet of Lester. Oh, look at you, Lester. I was about to say I like your chapeau and the background and so Lester, I'm always anxious or eager to hear people describing how they're getting by in these difficult
I have
times,
always
how they occupy their time.
relied upon the kindness of strangers.
Really? Okay. Well, that is probably wise in these difficult times. And so, what did you do today, for example, when you got up?
I got up very early this morning, Dean. I got up about 6 because I was preparing for your show because you told me it was 8 a.m. this morning UK time. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been here for 12 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope you took some bathroom breaks.
This is why I have so many hats.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, listen. That will keep you from getting sunstroke in the hot sun. And I know that. Wait a minute. What the heck is that?
It's the Earth.
Oh, really? You know, we're expecting a comet not too long from now. A comet's going to pass through the heavens.
You still have comets?
I believe we do still have comets.
All of ours closed down.
Now I was talking about the celestial bodies, the big giant snowballs hurtling through space.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to the shopping marts that you have. Now that looks rather distinguished. It looks almost as if you're going to a fancy do.
It's hats for terrible people. I buy them from.
Oh, okay. Do you buy them from terrible people, or you buy them for terrible people?
It's a shop called Hats for Terrible People.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a Family Guy. I think it's from Family Guy.
All right, we'll definitely have to give them a plug. So now listen, Lester, from the hamlet village of Boothby-Grafo. Now, this is a difficult time for people. I know all the work is closed down, and how are you managing to make ends meet?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, what do you think? You know, it's like all the gigs are cancelled.
That I've experienced that as well.
And after that, it's like all the gigs are cancelled. So it's like, you know, all that money you were going to get, you're not going to get it now.
Yeah, and the worst part is that all that money was already spent in anticipation of getting it.
Absolutely. But luckily, the government are saying it's okay. You can have it.
Yeah, I heard that, and I'm still waiting.
Sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Wait. Also, about the same time as we do the tests and get the ventilators, and
yeah,
it's going to be fine because you know it's all going to happen next month.
Well, the one advantage that the government has is they can just print money.
And
I think that's something that we should all aspire to do, is to print our own money.
Yeah. Well, contactless payment is what they've been working on all this time, hasn't it? And it's because you're never going to get near it, right?
I guess not.
I can't. I don't know. You know, without you doing this thing, I'm not even getting paid for this, am I?
Apparently not. But like the government, I could print some Dino dollars and I'll
Yes,
send them to you.
but I can only spend them in your franchise shops, can't I?
Exactly. But
Which
I'll give you a
sell,
discount.
yeah, but your shop sell your albums. That's it. I've already got all your albums.
You know, Lester, I'm growing a little suspicious because you represented yourself as Lester from the village of Boothby Gravo, but I am becoming skeptical based on those glasses and the eyebrows. It seems to me that you're actually the comedian and great songwriter Boothby Gravo from the village of Leicester.
I love the way you say like you say it like that's going to make people go, oh.
No, you'd be surprised because I know there.
Darling, you know the guy. We still don't know who it is.
Well, listen. I don't know if you have a guitar nearby, but would you like to favor us with a few measures of something?
I don't have a guitar.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to play it?
This is a song I've written since. This is what I've come up with in 3 weeks.
Okay.
19 pounds of chutney is too much.
Really? That's succinct. You know, they say less is more. And I think you that was a perfect representation of that axiom.
Nailed it.
Absolutely. Listen,
you write such good songs, man.
Well, that's nice of you to say, and the feeling's mutual.
And your other guy too, playing the piano, the cartoon guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's fantastic.
Well, you know what? It's great to have you all on this ramshackle slipshod production.
And Sam.
Yeah.
And then your brother, who I honestly was uncertain to begin with, whether it was just a video of you.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Your brother does a better your voice than you do.
Well, I'm thinking maybe one day I'll send him on tour and I'll stay home and just do the DeanZine. Anyway, listen.
So funny. Is he older than you or younger?
He's my younger brother.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good God, what happened to him? They never speak of the brother in the basement. They hid him away when he was born and they left. Now Aaron and Dean, they're quite obscene. They never talk about what would have been. From the basement is never seen.
Let me tell you, a lot of strange stuff happened in our basement, not the least of which was my brother Aaron once created a nothing machine. We had an old empty refrigerator box, and a Mixmaster motor, which he attached to the side of the box, and it spun things around and lit up and made noises and did absolutely nothing, which is why we dubbed it the Nothing Machine. Anyway, so moving on from nothing to something else, I would just like to tell our listening audience, and viewing audience too, that next week's show, and there will be a show next week, hopefully the Queen will not co-opt the start, that the great Boothby Gravo is going to be our featured artist and play some really wonderful songs for us. And so we'll hear more from him. Meanwhile, you keep your head covered and your hands washed.
Love you, man. Love you.
I love you too. Take care, Boothby. All right. Hello, everybody. So we're getting it's getting to that time where I probably have a few more things to do before I sign up. Oh, I did have a request to do a song last week by Charlotte Camel. I'm a lucky guy, and so I would like to do that for you guys now. Lola, our little dog just ran in the studio. I'm a lucky guy. Got a wife just as sweet as apple pie. Sometimes she can be a little tart, but I cannot lie. I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy. Don't have much money and I don't know why. 'Cause I work real hard and God knows I try. Even so, I'm a lucky guy. I am a lucky guy. I'm a fortunate son of a gun. You might have $1 billion, but your life's not half as fun. I'm a lucky guy. Wake up every morning, I can see the sky. The sun may not be shining now, but it will be by and by. And I'm a lucky guy. But sometimes it seems I'm just barely squeaking by. And I catch a glimpse of my sweetheart out of the corner of my eye. And I know I'm a lucky guy. My friends and family nearby. Some guys have a little luck, but mine's in vast supply. 'Cause I'm a lucky guy. I've had my share of troubles, I've had my share of woe. But when all is said and done, one thing for sure I know, I'm a lucky guy. May not be that visible to the naked eye, but I've been so blessed I cannot deny that I'm a lucky guy. Though there are days it seems most everything's gone wrong, I guess I could complain. Instead I nothing I really need that I can buy. I've got food and drink to fill me up and shelter to run to stay dry. Truth be told, I'm a lucky guy. And I don't take it for granted, and I'll tell you why. 'Cause I know it could all be gone in the blink of an eye. Lucky guy. Yeah, I think we've all discovered this week that it all could be gone in the blink of an eye. I just wanted to mention to you good folks, I'm going to do a couple more tunes here, but just to let you know, that this program has been supported in part by Cartmore Building Supplies. They're really good at what they do. They're based in Scotland, and they do all kinds of building and lumber and construction goods. And so if you're building something, a deck or a house, or check out Cartmore Building Supplies. They're good folks, and they're really good at what they do. Also, if you enjoyed or were not too offended by this program, your generous contributions are always welcome, and you're invited to send a few tuppence or bucks to paypal.me/Dean Friedman. That's me. It helps the program stay on the air and the electricity turned on. I would also invite you folks to similarly contribute to our guest artists, including the lovely Tracy Curtis, who's going to join us in a little bit for another song. You can PayPal trade us to tracycurtisinfo@yahoo.co.uk. And I would invite you to visit Tracy's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/TracyCurtisInfo, and listen to more of her lovely songs. And those are a commercial announcement for the while. I'm going to play another song and then invite Tracy to help me out at the very end to do a tune here. That was not what I meant to do. So bear with me a second while I move to the piano. I hope you all appreciate the challenge of running a multi-shot live streaming production with just two hands. And it would help to have the keyboard turned on. Let's see if I can hit some of these notes. This is a song I wrote about my wayward adolescence in Paramus, New Jersey, deep in the bosom of suburbia. Wait a minute. The sustain pedal's broken. 1 second. Let's try this again, folks. That's better. You can tell this is a live show, can't you? Way on the other side of the Hudson, deep in the bosom of suburbia, I met a young girl, she sang mighty fine, tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Standing by the waterfall in Paramus Park, she was working for the Friends of BAI. She was collecting quarters in a paper cup. She was looking for change, and so was I. She was a Jewish girl, I fell in love with her. She wrote her number on the back of my hand. I called her up, I was all out of breath. I said, come hear me play in my rock and roll band. I took a shower and I put on my best blue jeans. I picked her up in my new VW van. She wore a peasant blouse with nothing underneath. I said, hi, she said, yeah, I guess I am. We had a little time, we were real hungry. We went to Dairy Queen for something to eat. She had some onion rings, she had a pickle. She forgot to tell me that she didn't eat meat. I had a gig in the American Legion Hall. It was a dance for the volunteer ambulance corps. She was sitting in a corner against the wall. She would smile and I melted all over the floor. Took her home with me, we watched some TV, Annette Funicello and some guy going steady. I started fooling around with the vertical hold. We got the munches and I made some spaghetti. We sat and we talked into the night. Well, Channel 2 was signing off the air. I had found the softness of her mouth. We made love to bombs bursting in side of the Hudson, deep in the bosom of suburbia. Met a young girl, she sang mighty fine. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. And that was by special request for all the nifty kids who might be no longer kids but listening to and watching the show. I'm going to wrap up because it's getting close to as long as it's been. But I'm going to invite Tracy to do one last song. Hey, Trace, how you doing?
Hi.
So you're feeling brave because Tracy and I rehearsed this, but everyone has to appreciate that given the wonders of telecommunication and the delay between across the Atlantic Ocean and back to do this live stream, there's actually like a full half-second delay between what Tracy hears and what I'm playing. But we're going to do this anyway. So I want you to just relax and adjust your minds to the time lag. And Tracy's singing perfectly spot on to the beat. But if it doesn't sound like she is, it's because of the internet, not because of Tracy.
Yeah, or if I get any of the words wrong as well, it's the delay.
It's the delay, yes, absolutely. In fact, especially if I forget lyrics or play the wrong chords, it's all down to the internet.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with our abilities and our performances. Here we go. What are you crazy? How the hell can you say what you just said?
I was talking to myself, shut the door and come to bed.
By the way, I forgot to say, your endearing mother called today.
Did you see Lisa?
Yes, I saw Lisa.
Is that why you're angry?
I wasn't angry.
Maybe a little.
Not even maybe.
Must be the weather.
Don't be a baby.
Well, how am I supposed to feel with all the things you don't reveal? And you can thank your lucky stars that we're not as smart as we'd like to think we are. Would you like to talk about it?
There's not much to say. We had lunch this afternoon. Her life's in disarray. She still goes around as if she's always stumbling off a cliff.
Do you still want her?
What are you saying?
Do you still want her?
Baby, stop playing.
Really, I mean it.
Can you forget her? You should know better. I know this is hard to do, but there's no one for me but you. And you can thank your lucky stars that we're not as as smart as we'd like to think we are. Baby, I'm sorry I was wrong. I have no alibis. I was acting like a fool and I apologize.
Listen, hon, I know you're dumb, but that's okay. You don't have to look so glum.
Do you still love me?
Yes, I still love you.
You mean you're not just being nice?
No, I'm not just being nice.
Do you feel sleepy?
So sincere. Yes, I feel sleepy.
We'll slide over here, 'cause I may not be all that bright, but I know how to hold you tight. And you can thank your lucky stars that we're not as smart as we'd like to think we are.
And you can thank your lucky stars that we're not as smart as we'd like to think we are.
We can thank our lucky stars
that we're not as
smart as we'd like to think we are. Tracy Curtis, everybody.
Thank you. We usually do that without laughing.
Well, you know what? It felt a little bit like a reggae song version because it was a little always behind the beat, but you did a lovely job. Also, I just got to mention to our viewers that Tracy and I performed that at a little music pub in Reading a couple of years back. And we got some great responses. And my favorite was someone in the audience said, "He sounds just like him."
That was really funny.
So let me just bear with me a second here because I want to make sure I post this. That's not what I wanted to post. And everyone, just I hope you will check out Tracy's Facebook page, which is on screen now. And if you like support independent music and artists, you can log on to PayPal and make a contribution to tracycurtisinfo@yahoo.co.uk. Tracy, thank you again for joining us and being part of this admittedly slipshod production. Great to see you. All the best to you and your family and all 5 of your beautiful daughters.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
You take care and be well, and we'll see you soon, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. It's way past the end of this stream, so I'm going to say goodbye. Unless there's any exciting questions people have. See, really enjoyed the show. I'm so glad. Love it, Tracy. Fantastic. Recommend Tracy. That's so glad. I'm so pleased that you enjoyed it. Again, I know that this show is a little ramshackle, but I had fun in spite of it. And so I hope you will join us next week. I would like to sing Lucky Stars next week. Sure, why not? Thank you. And I will sing in time because I'm right here. Thank you, Liz. And so everybody, just to let you know that there's a rubber band over here that's supposed to make her chin move rapidly, which broke just as I was about to go on, which is why I was fumbling a lot at the beginning. So that's no excuse. I know that's no excuse. Buck up, keep calm, and carry on. So anyway, all right, everybody, thank you for viewing, listening. Stay in touch, and be well. And no, that's wrong. and write some email and visit and tell your friends, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream.